Mahatia City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
Now, we missed it last week, but of course we have Kelvin Bamfield back to enlighten us about the niceties of Thai law. He was unfortunate enough to be down south on Koh Samui with floods and everything. So come on up, Kelvin. Very valuable. We can't know enough about the niceties of Thai law.
Just to try and make it a bit more entertaining, I'll just spend 1 minute. Yesterday I did a deep dive on the electricity use in America, and everyone going for net zero and things like that. That's all okay, but when you look at the top 6, you've got Alphabet, which is Google, and the reason for the power usage is AI and electric vehicles. So the grid in America is not going to handle it next year, so there's going to be a lot of outages and things like that. So you've got Google at number 1. They're the largest users of electricity in America. Microsoft number 2, Amazon number 3, Meta, which is ex-Facebook, number 5, and way down the bottom is AI Musk at about 1.6. The rest come in about 5-6% growing because data farms are growing exponentially. So next year in the States, you can have some issues with electricity. No electricity, no ATM, no banking, no FPOS, no nothing, right? So that's just a side one there for you, just to keep your eye on. So what do we got here? Is this ready to roll? Okay, question of the week came from John a couple of weeks ago. I just managed to fit it in. Succession laws in Thailand. No last will and testimony, last will and testimony, then the succession laws of Thailand kick in. If you are married, your legal spouse plus your children, that's legitimised in the court and the will, so that will go ahead straight away. So the spouse would get 50% of your assets and the children would get 50%. So 3 kids divided by, the 50%, that's what their split would be. Your legal spouse, no children, of course, they would get 100%. But if you have no will, the succession laws kick in. So children only would split the 100% of your assets, but it would have to go to court for probate. No children, no spouse goes to the surviving parents. So this is why you need to make a will, because you don't want your assets going way off there because of Thai law. Brothers and sisters are next in the queue. They get 100% split between all of them. You might hate your brother and sister, but they're going to get your assets, your hard work. Then you go down to half brothers and sisters, so like stepsisters, brothers, things like that. So they get 100% split. But of course, this would have to be fought out in court, which gets messy and can be costly. Last on the list is your grandparents, uncles and aunties and things like that. And if they can't find anyone, that's in the slide coming up. What about your girlfriend or common law wife or your mia noi? 0. No will, they get nothing. They can fight it out in court, that's fine. Children, if you have them registered and you're the biological dad or mum, okay, you got a chance. Still got to go to court. So blood tests, DNA, the birth certificate, it's all in Thai. So you've got to sort all that out. Again, goes to court. Your registered wife gets 50% of your condo, say it's a condo or your assets. So she's registered as your wife. she would get 50%, and the children would get the other 50%, but your children might be overseas. And under the Condo Act and things like that, Section 19 comes in. It's messy. It's really messy. So it's best to figure out your will and not die in intestate. Now, the government's there to help you, of course. So if you've got no family, no spouse, no children, no parents alive, everything goes to the Thai government. So why would you not give it to a charity? It's because you haven't written a will. You got to sort this stuff out. It's really cheap, like 5,000 or 6,000 baht. Save all this problem. Now, people say, I have nothing. I got nothing to leave to anyone. Well, the new immigration rules are coming. There's some people here that know what they are. I'm not that familiar with them, but I know the banks are getting really serious about you having money in the account, and immigration is back checking all that as well. So next year you'll probably have to have the 800,000 or whatever in the bank, and the agents will be phased out through litigation. Immigration will go after them, things like that. So expect next year that you may have to put the money into the bank account legitimately. So that leaves an asset, and if you die in intestate, where's that going to go, that money? So don't say you haven't got anything, because you do, and next year you'll find out about that. Now all this is being digitally linked, so you go to the bank, oh, you haven't had your photo taken, you haven't signed this new form for agreements and stuff like that. So expect next year some big changes that will link all this up, all of it. So again, if you've got the 800 in the bank and you don't have a will, then it goes through the succession and it has to go to court, which is going to cost you more than the price of a will today. So make a will, save problems dealing with the hospital, because you might end up in a hospital with a huge hospital bill. Someone has to look after it, and that would be the executor, right? There's a cost there. Police, morgue, family, cremation, and the embassies, mostly done in Thai language. And some people say, look, I'm dead, I don't care, right? No, it doesn't work that way, because someone has to pick up the pieces eventually. You will have residual assets, bank pensions, overseas, unpaid bills, and then the kids or some family member or your man or your girlfriend might challenge everything. That means they're lawyering up, whether you like it or not. So that's it, short and sweet. That should give you a rough idea what's going on. So questions for next week, just send them to this one, or Ren sent me a couple. So send your questions there, any subject, and I'll try and cover it. There's our credentials there. And that's it. Thank you very much.
I was expecting you more about, or a bit more, about two wills as far as your wife and you concerned, about what you leave for who. The importance of that is that one of you dies, and if it's your wife first, you're going to lose out if you haven't made a will.
Yeah.
That your assets go to your estate. You know, you can comprehensively wrap that up next week. I should be interested.
Well, normally when your Thai wife dies, it's just goes to the family. You know, there's not all the rigmarole of all of the legal issues. It just goes to them. So that's the difference between, like, this talk was about not having a will. We've done having a will before and a living will, and there's all these nuances in between all of that which can't be worked out currently. You have to wait till the situation arrives and then you look at it. But in the will or no will, someone has to be in charge of it, because you've got the hospital, the police, the embassy, all those things. Someone has to be driving the bus for that, and that's your executor. That's why I'm saying it's very cheap, 5,000 or 6,000 baht, get a will, and it takes care of all that other stuff, which is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So if your wife pops off, everything's signed to you, and vice versa.
Yeah, I got simultaneously a will made, and my partner, Rose, had a will made at the same time.
A visa is only good for 12 months.
A visa?
Yes. Now, that's your retirement visa. There's your 800 baht sitting right there. Now, if you decide to up stakes and go, and you've got yourself a will sitting there, and you've now decided that you want to go and live in another country.
Yeah.
Example, Vietnam, like many boys are on their way out of there.
Yeah, it's jurisdictional.
Right? Now,
What's in Thailand stays in Thailand.
yes.
That's it.
So, have you got an investment sitting here that you can't retrieve?
No, it doesn't work like that. You can have a condo and money in the bank and all sorts of things.
And you want it out of here? You
Sell
want
it.
take
You have to
the
sell
next
it.
Country? Is that an optional?
Yeah, it's not stuck here, unless it's in a company. Like if it's in a company, of course you've got shareholders and all sorts of things. Oh, well, a lot of normal people have a house, and that's in a company. Yes, you
No,
can under
yeah.
a company.
Yeah, explain it. Yes,
It's
Explain.
a longer one. It's a longer one.
That's one for another time. But you can
49%.
hold property in a company that you sort of own.
Yeah, yeah. But if you've got the money in the bank and you want to leave, you take it out. But jurisdictionally, our wills always specify Thailand assets only, not worldwide assets. That's England, that's America, that's something else. Thai wills are Thai assets only under the jurisdiction of Thai law. Yeah.
I'd like to keep focused on the will. The will. You wrote a will
Yes.
in this country.
Yes.
Okay? You have a visa. Now, if you depart the country and you say live in Vietnam
Yeah.
and you pass away and your friends are still, or your associate female friends, hear of this, can they claim that will because you're living in another country, which you've got
Yes,
this country?
if they're the
Because
beneficiary.
your assets, that you've just wrote another will in Laos because you've been there for 10 years. I'm
Lao
only a
is
younger man.
Lao
when I
is
retired.
Lao. Thailand is Thailand. There's a barrier there. The will still stands because the property stands here. That person who's named as a beneficiary has a legal right to go to court and claim that, because you've listed them as a beneficiary under Thai law and Thai property. It's really, really tight. You can't get around it.
Yeah,
You
so
go
for-
and live in Vietnam, you do this, you do that. It's okay. Your will is here, your property's here. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have a will here and I have a will in Australia because I have stuff in Australia. Right?
Yeah, don't ever say worldwide or something on your will. Never. They'll be in here like vultures. So
Alrighty,
they're all
thanks,
separate.
Kelvin. You can
Thank
see
you.
how important the clarifications are. Thank you so much for this. Oh, Darren.
Just one quick comment that I'd like Kelvin perhaps maybe be able to confirm this. But it was Kelvin's law that did my Thai will, and I have a will here and one in the U.S. But one thing you need to be careful of is some lawyers, when they do a will, they will put in a standard clause that negates any and other wills that you may have.
True.
If that's still in your will here or in the U.S., you basically just canceled your other will. So you do need to be very
Yeah.
clear as to
You
your
need
wills.
to specifically state Thailand only, or US only, Canada only, France, Germany, whatever, only, because their laws kick in and they'll override anything else. Revoke, you would put revoke all wills in America, but not anywhere else. I had a guy the other day, he wanted to put in his English stuff as well. I said, no. Don't get the tax office involved in this with Thai estates. Don't do it. Separate everything. Because they don't have jurisdiction here. If they wanted to challenge this, that means they'd have to go to Pattaya court and get a grant, just like I have to get a grant. They're not going to do it. They're not putting people on a plane to challenge your will. It's just not going to happen. So be careful with your will. Revoke and worldwide assets, take it out. Thank you.
Well,
Brad?
thanks so much, Kelvin.
Thanks.